Hello, I hope you have a good day. Today we are going to start a new series in which I will be showing off games which are currently free and which I really liked and enjoyed playing. Today the first turn is the game Islets. It's currently free on the Epic Games launcher. Normally it costs €90.50. It is developed by Kyle Thomson and the publisher is Arma Game Studios. And it will be free on the Epic Games Store until April 4th. The game has 462 megabytes and was released on the 24th of August 2022. Before we begin, what should be noted, the game is a 2D Metroidvania game, which means that it has a big connected map without a clear aim to navigate, and there will be multiple monsters or enemies to fight. Parts of that map need to be unlocked through upgrades or parts that you find within the game, and you have your clear will to navigate this map how you seem fit. As you can currently see, the story of the game is quite simple. There were 5 islands which fused together to one sky mass and are held by multiple electromagnetic generators. But for whatever reason, I would suggest it is time at our current place, these generators began to fail. And you can see a generator right here as it's being built. And they corroded, and as they failed, the islands began to move apart again. And monsters started spawning on the islands. And our aim is now to get these 5 islands back together so everybody can live in harmony. As you can see, this is the tutorial of the game. The game can be played both with controllers and with a keyboard. It is also available on console and on PC. And you can hear in the background the music is dependent on which biomes you're currently in, which is a really nice touch. It also changes drastically in a boss fight, which we are going to see later. Currently we are in the grasslands, and therefore we have the music from the grasslands. This tutorial right here, the controls are really quite simple. You have your movement controls with the sides down and up. You can jump, you can attack, interact with stuff, and you can fire your bow. And that's really all there is to the controls of this game. And if you control your attacks well enough, you can fight the enemies. And currently, if you want to look, that's our map, which we have not very much of right now. It's quite small, but as I said before, the map itself is really big, or can get quite big, and we will unlock that if we just play the game. All in all, the game is really more on the casual side of Metroidvania games, and it's to 100% that you need a bit under 8 hours. And here we have found our first enemy. Yeah, this is a beetle. It's one of the easiest. They don't do a lot of damage, and they also don't have much health or any kind of special abilities. They just sit around on the ground and are just there to kind of slow you down a bit. If you look at the map, it is quite apparent where how much we can unlock if we have more skills. For example, later we will unlock a skill to climb walls, and right now we can't do that, which means the entire top part of the map is off limits for us. But if we come back here later when we unlock that skill to climb walls, we can go there and find out which rooms can be found, which is quite a nice touch. Here at these spikes I can show off another nice mechanic of the game. You can, it's a tutorial, you can roll to prevent damage for a certain time, but if you happen to die because of an enemy or because of these spikes, nothing really is lost. You just appear at your last checkpoint, which for me was the start of this tutorial. And later there will be checkpoints near boss fights, so even if you die in the boss fight, you don't get set back a massive amount. This here is another great example where there is stuff which we could unlock if we had double jump, which we cannot, so we can't jump up there, but if you go back there later, you might find something interesting. As you can see here, this is one of these checkpoints. If you go up and just interact with it, your game is saved, and this is the last checkpoint, so if we die we will respawn back here. As we can see on the map, after we have shot an arrow, parts of the map can be destroyed. For example, plants and such. So here you can destroy them. And if you find pots, you can just attack them and you get a little bit of XP from that, which are these blue orbs, which we have seen when we hit these pots or kill enemies. There's something else which I found quite interesting. There are these rocky formations which you can hit and then they go away piece by piece, and you can use that to get to a secret, or for us this is an upgrade. So there are two types of things you mainly find, and there are upgrades and new moves. So these are upgrades. You can see they upgrade our character. We can get more ammo, we can get more currency, which is the XP they drop, and we can get more health. And the other thing we can find are new moves, such as double jump or wall run. And if you fail, not to worry, you can just reset every important thing in the map, easy by finding one of these reset arrows and pressing interact with it. Here we have found another one of the classical enemies, which is the spirit here, which will fly around and occasionally he will drop down and attack. So these are quite easy to defend. Just jump around a bit and hit them in the air, or you can use your bow, but beware, the bow has auto aim, you can't aim it personally. You can tell it a rough direction where to go, like up or to the side, but it mostly auto aims, so if you just shoot it and if you have arrows left, you will be fine most of the time, but it can get quite finicky. You can see that if you just go back, which is another feature of the game. If you look on the map, each of these rooms is rendered on its own, so if you go out of the room and drop back in, everything is reset, which means pots and also enemies, which means you can come back here and show off the auto aim of the bow, which works just fine, and here he drops down on the ground to hit off with the shockwave, but this can be easily dodged most of the time if there aren't no other enemies around, like the beetles we have already seen, to block your path where you can go without taking damage. Now that we are on the edge of the map, you can see that there would be another island next to us, but we can't get there right now because we don't have something to fly, but this can be unlocked later in the game. So we will unlock vehicles to fly on and travel from one island to another. So here we have our first boss. There he is, which is our grave crawler, and depending on your difficulty level, the bosses have multiple attacks. This one, for example, jumps, and then he has these arrows which you need to dodge. And important for the bosses is try to not get hit in the first phase of the boss, so in the first half of this line of his health, because as we will see shortly, if I can get it below half health, he will enter an enraged state in which he gets more attacks. His attacks start to do more damage. Let me move the spawning. And he is, well, more aggressive. His attacks are faster. And as you can hear in the background, the music also gets faster and more matching a boss fight than a casual game. As you can see, here's a whole bunch of attacks which got hit there twice, which is not good. And his attacks also get a whole bunch stronger and do more damage. And he spawns stronger enemies, which led to my death here. So we're gonna give it another try. There was a checkpoint just before, so we can get right back into the boss fight. And well, we see. For the first part it is quite easy. Just spam your attack button, don't get hit for spawns, and you can also shoot because your arrows, as you can see, they regenerate with each hit. So you can really just spam them if you want, and then just a few sword hits later and you can have them all back. Which is quite nice to see, as range damage can be really good. And I'm already nearly dead again. Oh. Which is actually something in this boss fight where the spawns of the enemies is quite handy for getting back some lost arrows. So we're just gonna dodge these. We're gonna wait for his next attack. We jump to straight run into the enemy. Also see he has this new red arrow attack, which gets caught every time he jumps. And then he has his strongest attack, which are these thorns from the ground, which is indicated by a whole bunch of exclamation marks appearing when he does his attack. There are also other creatures you can find. This one, for example, has been hiding from the boss Reacher's fort, and yeah, they can give us tips where to find things. Sometimes they just deliver a little bit of lore, and some of them are just simply merchants which you can trade with. And here we have found a new ability. So now we are able to double jump, which means we are able to access areas of the map we haven't or we couldn't be able to access before. So that's nice. And up there is something, but I don't think we can get quite to that. So now we can just go back somewhere else and search for us a spot where our double jump may be useful. This is another one of the mechanics. This is a teleporter, which can be used to teleport somewhere. So we don't have any other teleporter unlocked right now, which means that we sadly can just we can teleport, but just to here. But if we find another one of these, we get our ability like wall jump later, we can teleport back there and go see what's up there where we couldn't go just now. So, and now we just go around the map again and search for places where our double jump is useful. Just like here for finding this secret, where we can get a whole lot of currency or XP, however you may want to call it. And yeah, we are free to explore again, just like the whole time. And let's see where we want to go. Now we just find a place and unlock more upgrades, unlock more abilities, fight as many monsters as possible to unlock the other islands and rebuild or repair the generators which hold them together so that everything can live in harmony. And with this little bit of gameplay here, I will leave you for today. If you enjoyed what you saw, the game can be bought for free, installed for free on the Epic Games Store until April 4th. After that it will cost $19.99 or $19.50 depending on where you live. I would rate the game with about 4 out of 5 stars. The developer Kyle Thomson really did a great job, and it is quite a nice game with easy controls and relatively easy to learn, but I think 8 hours is just a bit short, even with multiple difficulty levels. If you decide to download the game for yourself, you can, as I said, you can do that. And if you have any more feedback, you can just comment under this video. And with that, I will see you again next week. And I wish you all a very nice day. If you want to see my full gameplay of this game, the entire 100% on both normal and hard difficulty, just write a comment and I will be sure to upload that. So a nice day everyone, and if you decide to go for the game, have fun. Bye.